Good morning. Good morning. Let me first apologize. I'm a bit of a mess this morning. I've been working like really late all week. I'm really tired, but I'm here, right? All right. So, what are we doing today? We're going to go on the search for fonts. We see these all the time. What font is this? Somebody's posting a picture of something that they've seen, and they want somebody to help them identify the font, the lettering that's being used in whatever image they're looking at. And we see this more so this time of year during the holiday season because, Christmas stockings or, special labels or, just embroidery projects or craft projects that people want to customize with a specific type of lettering. Um, my personal thought is unless you are trying to match to a previous project. Let's use Christmas stockings as an example. You've got four stockings, and there is a new grandbaby. Well, all of those four stockings have names on the cuffs using a particular letter style. But now you have a new baby, and it's been a few years. Um, you don't know what the name of that font was or how to find it. That is uh, uh, that is to match that previous letter style. I think that is one of the primary reasons you would want to search out different fonts. If you like the style of the lettering, but it's not related to something specific, um, there are over 300,000 fonts. And that was a number that I found like 2 years ago. So, there are more fonts every day. So find a letter style that you like. If you're looking for embroidery lettering, go to your favorite stock design provider and look at their lettering. It's already done. Most of them come in a BX format now, which is the embroillance format, meaning that they've been mapped to the keyboard. So all you have to do is type out the line or the text that you want, and you can lay it in place. Um, but that's not what we're here for because today, like I said, we're going to go search for fonts. I pulled some images um, from messages that I've seen this week that say, what font is this? So one of them's going to be a little more difficult than the other, but we're going to search for those fonts. And I'm going to show you what steps I take to do that. Um, so where do we start? Well, sorry. My cat is here and she's playing with my Echo Show. She keeps starting my book. Okay, I think we got that under control. Um, so like I said, I found as the week was progressing, people were asking what font is this. So I pulled a couple of samples. Let me see if I can. Oh, kitty, kitty. Come on, girl. I got to get her to move. I'm sorry. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Da, da. All right. So here is the first one. And I use several different tools to help me find fonts. And this is going to sound funny, but it's because I don't know how to use all the same tools in the same software. Um, so here's the first one. This one gets to be a bit tricky because it's a darker color, red on black. So let's see if we can't find this font. The first thing I do, in this particular case, I'm using paint software in Microsoft. Let's see, we're going to apply a highlighter. Oh my goodness, Kitty. She's sitting here playing with something on my desk. All right. Okay, so what we need to do here, this is a script font, and the font search tool that I use wants you to divide those letters so that they're individual. And yes, you can do that in the search software, but I like to separate it out by cutting and pulling the lettering aside. Like this. Of course, we don't need all this open space here. Let's move these two over just a bit closer. And then we're going to crop it so that we're not using so much space. And then I take this cut out and I save it as a PNG on my computer. Let's see. I just write over a previous picture. And from here, I go to, where am I going? Where is it? I go to a software, an online software. Hello, Facebook user, and welcome. So I take my graphic that I just separated out the letters, and I go over to whatfontis.com. That's my favorite. It will search for a font using a graphic, an image. So I open my graphic. You can't see it, but I drag it down into the area. Good morning, Barb. Good morning. We're searching for a font. I divided out. This was a script. Gusta, good morning. It's so good to see you. So I divided out the lettering, and I put it into my font finder. Go to the next step. In this case, remember we had red letters on a black background. It's asking me if I want to use this image, and I do. And on the next page, it asks me to identify these shapes. Well, you and I both know that they're lettering, but the computer doesn't. So we're going to tell it that this one is a G, and it always pops up there, join my group page. A, R, C. Did you see how this I is in two areas here? On this software, I can pull this over to merge those two. and make that an IA. Now that I've identified all my letters, and you don't have to identify all of them. For example, here I have 2 letter A's. I didn't necessarily need to put 2 letter A's. Here I have an I. A lot of times it won't find an I, but you know, we're here. So we go to the next step. And here, again, another pop-up. This is a free software. You can buy a membership to it. I prefer not to. And look, there is a match to our font, to our lettering. Now, I need to let you know that this is not an embroidery file. This is not, this is a computer file. This is a font set. It's called True Type Font. And it is designed to work within your computer. But from here, we can use this name to search for an embroidery font. And that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to pop this up so that I can copy the name. Copy. Open another search menu, another search browser. Paste. And then I want to search for an embroidery design. Because you do that because it may be out there as an embroidery file. And then we scroll down and see what we can find. And remember I said earlier, there are over 300,000 fonts. It is quite possible that you will not find your specific font as an embroidery file. If that's the case and you still absolutely have to have that font, you will need to hire a digitizer. Or I'm sorry, you could digitize it yourself, or you can hire a digitizer. And all I'm finding are True Type fonts. Oh, here's an embroidery. Designs by Juju. They actually have quite a few fonts. And we're looking at specific pieces that would match. Here's the G in this particular font suggestion. And the G in our font search. Okay, so we know what the True Type font is. And we can buy a license to that font. You may be able to find it as a personal use only download. That's another search technique. But just know that it's quite likely that whatever specific font you're looking for, you are not going to find as an embroidery file, in which case you need to use other resources. You need to digitize it yourself or hire out to have it digitized. Just as an FYI, if all you need is a single word or a single name, I have a $5 fee. You tell me what the name of the font is, I go and get it, and then I digitize your name for you. All right. So that is how I search using my using a lettering that I found. I'm going to go back. That was our start. And we now know what that font is called. All right, so we have others. We have others. The next one is a little trickier. And again, like I said, I'm sure you've seen requests like this all the time. Somebody will post a mock-up picture or a stitch-out picture, and they'll really, really like the way that lettering is. or they want to match. And again, personally, I would not find it necessary to use this exact same font for this exact same design file. I would find a font that I like and use that. But somebody wants this font. So this one is kind of crooked and we can't really search with it at an angle. So what do? I bring it into my next software, which is Affinity. And I have a couple of different graphic softwares because, silly me, I'm not proficient in any one of them. So I use bits and pieces. I use a bit of here and I use a bit of there to get what I need. First thing I need to do here is I need to straighten this line. So again, using, all right, where'd it go? Using this particular software, there's a straighten function that allows me to put the start. And now it is straightened. And I press enter so it keeps. I want to crop this down because, we don't need all of this. And, sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, we might have a bit of an issue because the lettering is a tone color of the background. But we're going to give it a try. So I've straightened this. The letters are all pretty separated. King actually goes under the K, actually goes under the word king. So we probably won't be able to use that one. But we have all these other letters. And we need at least 3. Gust is asking if my digitizing software or my machine software could help with this. And honestly, it really can't. It can't separate out the letters to tell me what the name of the font is. For example, you like this letter style, but you need a letter A. Well, if you were digitizing just this line, you would be fine. But if you need the letter A, you need to know what the font is. And that's what we're looking for today. We're looking to find matching fonts. So now that I've straightened this and I've cropped it so that it's not so cluttered with unused space, I'm going to export it as a PNG, again to that picture file. And I'm just going to overwrite the other one and save it and save it. And then again, I'm going to go to my font finding software. And I'm going to open up my files. And I'm going to drag that image into place. It's asking me how much of this lettering I want to look for. I'm going to go ahead and highlight the whole thing. Make sure that it's all inclusive. There we go. Go to the next step. Okay, it's asking me to divide my lettering because the K in king, like I said, goes over into another space. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to go to our next step. It's going to ask us, oh, see, I told you. This one may not work because it sees the highlights in the image as the contrast. There's too much of a color. It's too much of the same color. It's seeing the highlights as the lettering. So this one is going to take a whole lot more work. How do we want to approach this? Shall we take it to another software? Okay. All right, you guys. I'm going to go to, this is Corel Draw. I'm going to import that picture. And this is going to be a bit tricky. I'm going to take the trace bitmap. And we're going to try to trace the lettering. Like I said, this one's going to be a bit trickier. What we need to do once we've gotten this, we need to pull out all of this background garbage. And I think that's going to take more time than we have here. And then what I would do is I would highlight the letters, change the color to black. Remember, all that background garbage would be gone. And then I can export it to a PNG and use that in the font finding software. So, yeah, we don't have time for that, but it's just an idea so that you can do this yourself for yourself. Come on, guys. You can't see this, but I have 3 cats sitting in front of me here, and they're all fighting for space. Yeah. And they think, I don't know, they think I'm talking to them. All right. Where are we going next? We're going to go to cancel. Here's another one. And just like the Jesus is King that we just did a bitmap trace, we can't straighten this one. It's on a curve. We can't pull it apart because, again, it's on a curve. So we'll take this into our next software, again, Corel Draw, and we will do a bitmap trace. And tracing, there it is. Okay. We save that. We get rid of that one. And this, again, our goal is to ungroup and pull some letters out. We just get in here and we just pull and delete. We only need 3 letters. So pick the 3 letters that you like the best, that you think will give you the best search results. Oh gosh, it's going to take too long. All right, people, you need to tell me, do you understand what I'm trying to do here? I'm pulling out the background garbage. That part has to stay. To make a clear path to the letter I want to find. Not a very clean lettering. And it's not always easy to get done what you want to do. Oh, yep, that didn't pull all of it. Oops, wrong color. I don't think that B is going to be very helpful to us. What do you think? Let's see. What other letter should we try to pull in here? The R, maybe? Oh, gosh. I'm afraid this one is not going to do a very good job for us. We're going to try it, but we aren't going to have high expectations. And, oh, thank you. Gusta, I had no idea. I will do that. Um, the whole idea, obviously, is to get a clean image so that you can break out your lettering and go into, Bella wants to say hello, go into um, a font search and find it. All right, so we're pretty much done for the day. Pretty much uh, done searching. What I'm going to do is I will post in the comments section on the YouTube page the different softwares I use, and I want to go check out that Adobe Express, the different softwares I use, and a link to the font search tool that I use, along with a couple of others. Gusta says he's used the Adobe Express, and he does a trace, and then he traces in any other program. Okay. Thank you, Gusta. I'm going to give that a try here in just a few minutes. So, anyways, this is the first weekend of December. Only have a few more weekends to go before that Christmas hits up on us. Um, I'm going to be really busy with projects of my own, along with digitizing for my clients. But I'll be back here next week. Yeah, hopefully I'll be well rested because, like I said, I am really tired today. You all have a great week. Thank you for being here. If ever you have any questions, don't hesitate to send me a message. Um, you can reach me at quick2stitch.com or quick2stitch@gmail.com or in my Facebook group, Quick2Stitch. All right. We're going to say goodbye now and have a great weekend. Wasn't that fun? Do you have more questions? Do you want to learn something new? Join me at quick2stitch.com for coffee and conversation, and we'll talk about it. Embroidery machines, designs, and business.
Hope to see you soon. Bye now.
Bye-bye.